Good morning. This is Rajan Ramchandani. I'd like to read an article to you from the Nirankari magazine, which is published in 11 languages. You can get this information online as well. You have to visit the website, which is www.nirankari.org. The title of this article is God is Zero. It is written by Surjit Dhami, Cannock, United Kingdom. Let's take a walk down memory lane. Like many surprise parties, it is said the universe started with a big bang a few billion years ago. From a point of no dimension, matter exploded like a party popper to form the stars. The universe then expanded like a gigantic party balloon. This gigantic party of no dimension was the cause of all celestial activity. Supernovas and galaxies like the Milky Way lit up the universe like brilliant video lights. Man has been in fact a latecomer in this cosmic celebration. Latecomers to parties always have a lot of questions. They often like to know whose idea it was to have the party in the first place. In fact, man has always yearned to know the origin of everything. He has followed rivers to find the ocean. He has uprooted trees to find their roots. To find the origin of the universe, man discovered mathematics to count the seeds and stars. The concepts of one, many, and nothing have always captivated his mind. Mathematics is regarded as the forefather of science, but invariably forgotten as the offspring of spirituality. The link between spirituality and mathematics in the early 20th century was made by genius mathematician Srinivasa Iyengar Ramanujan. His research was found to be so earth-shattering by scholars such as G.H. Hardy of Cambridge that Ramanujan was honored as the Fellow of the Royal Society and the Fellow of Trinity College of Cambridge. Today, he is acclaimed as a legend among mathematicians worldwide. In his papers, Ramanujan expounded and equated zero to infinite and infinite to God. By equating God to zero, he did not profess atheism. On the contrary, he glorified the infinite nature of zero, otherwise called God. The idea of a formless spirit is often shelved as a theoretical concept. This state of zeroness is indeed the state of eternal oneness, which so many speak of but few experience. Albert Einstein also approached his subject with his concept of the cosmological constant. This was the measurement of the energy density of the original vacuum. In all matter, if all matter and antimatter cancel out, the cosmological constant is said to be zero. With no mass, no energy, no time, and no space. But this begs the burning question, what does zero actually mean? This conundrum has been around since time immemorial. How can you count something that does not appear to exist? What do you find inside an empty bag? Nothing. But it is that something on which mathematics and the universe is founded. Today, zero is solely a number. The concept of zero was introduced by mathematicians from India to the Arabs, who then passed this knowledge on to the Europeans. Its conception was not scientific, but mystical. The Vedic question of zero in Sanskrit was nirgun, attributeless, truth. Attributeless here does not mean lack of attributes, but the transcendence of them. Actually, zero has never been fully understood. The Greeks were dumbfounded by it, for they believed all numbers expressed geometrical shapes. As to which geometrical shape equated to zero was a question they defied their logic. To the Romans, zero was heretical. They had no use for it. In the 13th century, the city of Florence made use of the number zero, a punishable offense. However, the European mathematician Leonardo Fibonacci recognized the value of zero in his treatise Liber Abaci and introduced the 9 Indian symbols as well as zero to Europe, to which until recently Europeans paid little heed. The eventual embracing of zero together with the 9 numbers in Europe triggered a scientific revolution as scientists began to appreciate its simplicity and strength. This underpins the binary system of zero and ones and heralded the new era of computers, internet, and digital technology. Just as an expert mathematician is required to unravel the intricacies of numbers, a spiritual guru is also indispensable to understanding the mysterious relationship of nothingness to God. Lord Buddha's teachings are based on the premise that life is nothing but suffering because man in his ignorance attaches himself to the seen as opposed to the unseen, the void. In other words, inner turmoil continues ceaselessly until one turns to the infinite zero. The effulgent light of zero can illuminate the mind even in pitch black darkness. Unaware of the value of zero, man deludes himself to feed his vanity. So with such a deluded mind, how can he expect to know his real self? In reality, the struggle for self-esteem runs counter to the realization of the self. To be somebody, one has to be self-realized. To be self-realized, one has to be a nobody. And to be a nobody is to be a magnificent zero. Unaware of the greatness of zero, man falls in the rat race of being number one. In such a misleading state of mind, how can man know his own real worth without realizing the eternal, formless source of all creation? With this realization, I am able to rejoice in the knowledge that the essential I has no form. God has no form. Thus God created man in his own image. That is to say, imageless. Thank you, and have a great day now. Bye-bye.